Hi, I'm Jake. This is Something About Nothing. And today I want to focus on something a little bit lighter than the thematic material I've been discussing in this space previously. I just want to talk about the origins of this new EP, An Awful Lot of Nothing, its origins musically, and its origins from a recording stand. So I grew up playing piano since I was 5. I'm grateful my parents started me on piano lessons that early. It allowed me to get a sense of music theory and musicianship and to discover my ear for music from a very young age. But in 5th grade, my brother played me Basket Case by Green Day, and everything changed. The music I liked changed, the musician I wanted to be changed. And all of a sudden, I was spending all of this time picking out and dissecting songs by Green Day, Weezer, and Foo Fighters. And as the alternative rock movement moved into the indie rock movement, Death Cab for Cutie, Frightened Rabbit, all of these great bands. I'd spend hours in my room analyzing and trying to recreate these songs on a crappy little children's Casio keyboard. And my interest in taking piano lessons waned. So I stopped practicing because the music I was being assigned by my teachers didn't really speak to me anymore. And eventually my parents, rightfully, said they weren't going to pay for lessons anymore. And so I spent much of the next 15 years making sense of rock music on a piano, even though so much of it was written by and for guitar. And I think there was always a strange disconnect mentally in some ways between me and the music that I loved and revered because I didn't understand it by the means it was being produced. My first job out of college was as a dueling piano player, which meant that picking out songs and learning them really quickly and then singing them, that thing I'd been doing in my room since I was a kid was now my full-time job. Pretty sweet, actually. I remember playing a show in Foxborough, Massachusetts one night, and somebody requested Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. And I remember starting out that intro for the first time and realizing that that's a song that never could have been written on a piano. The note choices, the chord progression would not have occurred to a piano player because it didn't fit with normal music theory, traditional ideas of how you write a song. And I said to myself, damn it, I gotta learn how to play guitar. It's been about 10 years since that happened, and I'm slowly growing more and more familiar with the instrument. I'm okay now. Definitely not great. Probably not good, but I know my way around the instrument. And increasingly, the music I'm writing now is coming from a guitar because it's the one I need to explore more. It's not the one that I use in my teaching jobs and my cover gigs. It's the instrument that feels freshest and newest and has the most unexplored territory for me. And at some point during the pandemic, I realized that I had all of these guitar rock songs, some of which had actually been written on piano, but several of which had been written on guitar, that fit together in a way that made sense as an EP. And in fact, I could produce that record without having a keyboard on it, which would make it the first Drunken Logic record ever to not have a keyboard on it. At the same time, the vaccines were being rolled out in the summer of 2021. And while I'd made an EP that I was proud of during the pandemic, it had all been done remotely. And that was a great experiment. But I realized very quickly I wanted to experiment in the other direction. Not only did I want to get a band in a room together, making music together, and bang out an EP that way, I wanted to try recording the tape the old-fashioned way, because there's a certain sound that you get from recording the tape, and you only have so many takes. When you're not working on a computer, where the only limiting factor is hard drive space. On tape, you literally just have a roll of tape. If you use it all up, you can't record anymore without recording over something else that you've already done. And so I desperately wanted to make a record that reflected my new interest in this other instrument, but also was a means of physically bringing some great musicians together to make what I think is a hell of a record in the same space at the same time. We tracked pretty much this entire EP in an afternoon and evening. There were some overdubs the following week, but all the instruments were laid out in the span of about 8 hours. It's a new, refreshing way of making music, and one I learned a lot from, and I'm very pleased with the final product. Thanks so much for listening. There's a lot more to come from Something About Nothing. We'll talk soon.